Nah, this video actually sounds very, very crazy. We have popular Braider mysteriously dies while vacationing in Cabo with friends. They all had a different story. Now with them all having a different story, there's some weird shit going on. Because if they were all together, they should actually have the same story. So realistically, that means one of these people are guilty. Or all of them. Oh yeah, this shit get real mysterious, no cap.
She had a heart of gold. She didn't mistreat nobody.
I mean, I can't even be a grandfather. Can't even walk her down the aisle. She gone. And something is not adding up right here.
We're not gonna stop until we get to the end of it.
They get to the bottom of it.
We're gonna get to the end of this.
I'm hurt. I'm hurting all the way around.
Tonight, it's become a mystery in Mexico as the Charlotte family tries to find answers into how a 25-year-old wound up dead.
So this happened about 2 weeks ago. Shanquila Robinson went to Mexico with her friends. She arrived early on Friday.
Y'all really about to get Investigator Noah in the building, no cap. Investigator Noah in the building. I'm pulling up on a scene like this. We about to figure this shit out. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a young and light nigga. You feel what I'm saying? So all these investigators, they probably ain't get it. I'm gonna get this. We gonna get this together, Deluxe family. So we need to tune in, zone in, so we can really figure out what went down in Cabo.
28th, and her family says the next morning she was dead.
Cabo, Mexico. All right. So the location is Cabo, Mexico.
Still no criminal charges have been filed in the mysterious death of Shanquila Robinson. Shanquila is originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, but she was found deceased on vacation in Mexico while she was there with her friends. Following her arrival to Mexico, she called her mother to let her know she made it, and after that, her family never saw her or spoke to her again.
I probably won't be at ease until someone's arrested.
And the family tells me they have contacted the FBI in Charlotte to help them figure out what happened. They also say they'll hire a private investigator if it comes to that. Their daughter will be laid to rest next Saturday.
This video is to bring awareness to the injustices in our community. I mean no harm to the family and friends of the victim. All information included is public knowledge. The information included was gathered by local news outlets.
Shanquila Robinson was 25 years old and lived in Charlotte, North Carolina. According to her social media, she attended West Charlotte High School and later went off to graduate from Winston-Salem State University. Shanquila friends and family described her as loving, compassionate, and goal-oriented. Her mother told the local news that she had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her. Her daughter also was a boss. Shanquila was a business owner of a hair braiding business that was popular with kid braiding. She then ventured off to open and own a women's clothing boutique store. Shanquila was driven and determined to conquer whatever she put her mind to. She was very hardworking, but she loved everything that she did. When she wasn't working, reports stated she spent the majority of her time with family and close friends. She also loved adventure, so she would frequently travel on her downtime. But sadly, while she went on vacation to Cabo with her close friends this year, it was reported that she died within 24 hours of arriving.
So you telling me, Investigator Noah, so you telling me that she went to Cabo with all of her close friends that she usually spends her time with in her hometown? You know, usually, like, your close friends in your hometown are usually the closest. She went to Cabo and they all have different stories? They sound fake to me. I don't know about y'all. They sound like they were some haters.
So the death certificate has a section that reads, was it accidental or violent death? Yes was typed into that section, so it's still not clear which one authorities meant to select. The U.S. State Department told Queen City News that Mexican authorities say there's no clear evidence Robinson was murdered.
According to reports on Friday, October 28, 2022, 25-year-old Shanquila Robinson, her best friend Khalil, and 5 others went to Cabo, Mexico. When Shanquila made it to Cabo, she contacted her mother and told her they had a chef and they were getting ready to eat.
They had a chef, they was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something they was eating. And I said, well, okay, I love you, have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again, and she never made it back home. They had a villa, and they stayed there all night. They didn't go out at all.
The next day, Saturday, October 29, 2022, Shanquila's mother received a phone call, but this time from her daughter's best friend, Khalil. According to Khalil, Shanquila wasn't feeling well.
They said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poison. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
He told her mother that Shanquila had alcohol poisoning, and unfortunately, the medics could not save her daughter.
The group stayed here.
Poisoning.
That with her was telling different stories.
Wasn't feeling well.
Because first what I'm hearing is that her best friend was telling her that she's not feeling well. She has alcohol poisoning. So her being dead and her not feeling well are two different things. You get what I'm saying? And why would he have to call her mom to tell her that if she could probably speak? I don't think, like, if you have alcohol poisoning, I'm pretty sure you could still speak.
Well,
they said she wasn't feeling well. She had alcohol poison. They couldn't get a pulse.
Sounding fishy.
One of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
He told her mother that Shanquila had alcohol poisoning, and unfortunately, the medics could not save her daughter.
The group stayed here at Villa Linda 32, a property listed on CaboVillas.com. A rep with the company says the group called the concierge for help Saturday afternoon. The concierge called a doctor who gave CPR. Robinson died at 3 p.m., an estimated 15 minutes after her injury.
Reports then alleged her best friend and the five others returned to the U.S. a day earlier while Shanquila's body was still in Mexico. Although her best friend reiterated that Shanquila had died from alcohol poisoning, her family says that all of her friends on the trip had a different story as to how she died. From there, their family did their own digging. Her family paid $6,000 to get her body flown back to the United States. The medical reports further revealed that Shanquila's death had nothing to do with alcohol, per her family. Medical reports state that Shanquila had a broken neck and...
This game, you're not ready for.
I'm sorry, I need to pay for like the YouTube premium. So why is her best friend lying? That's something we need to figure out. But I feel like in the court of law, if he's caught lying, nigga is guilty for something. He's either covering up for someone else, or he's covering up for himself. You know what I'm saying? Either way, you're guilty if you caught lying, because you're not truthful.
And a cracked spine at the time of her death.
Send him to jail.
She could have been beaten.
The autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Say that she had been, she had a broken neck, and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten. No one told the same story, so I never believed them anyway. They didn't call us to the very last minute. And then on top of that, they said the maid found them.
Queen City News obtained Robinson's death certificate, which lists the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in the uppermost vertebrae. In the section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
And according to the NC Beats, who's been following this story from the beginning, they also received photos of Shanquila in which her face was swollen. She had a knot on her head, her eyes were swollen, and her lips were split.
We want justice for Shanquila Robinson, okay? Her best friend.
So it's obvious. It's so obvious that she did not really have alcohol poisoning. She was beat up. By who?
More than 5 years, about 6-7 years. His name is Khalil Cook. Now, Khalil is a friend. I'm talking about like a friend. You know how you have that best friend where you hang out with, you go on vacations together, you hang out all the time, you know, you go out to dinner, shopping, whatever. You come over to mama's house, you hang out, and we're talking about best friend. We're not talking about no friend where we just meet people at the club 3-4 times and then we call ourselves friends. No, we're not talking about the type of friends. We're talking about someone who is supposed to have your back. I remember when I spoke to the mom and Shanquila's sister today, Quilla, you know, she told me that, you know, Khalil would be walking around pacing, you know, whatever it was that happened.
I'm not going to lie. See, there's something off with him. I know for a fact there's something off him. The reason being is that the brim of his cap is black. See, in New York, we call those black nasties. You can't wear that in New York. The brim has to be any other color but black. You feel what I'm saying? He chose to wear the black one. There's something not going on right.
It was eating him alive. So he brings over Winter and Dejanay. Okay, he brings those two over at one point. You know, at that point, you know, the family had been told that there was a fight over there and that they jumped on Shanquila. Well, the sister, Quilla, had asked the girls, you know, was it true or not? And they say, no, there was no fight going on. There wasn't nothing like that or whatever. So they said, at this point, we're just going to wait for the autopsy to come back.
I told y'all, it sounds like haters to me. Sound like fake friends and haters.
All right, y'all saying it's alcohol poison, y'all not changing. Okay, we're just going to wait till the autopsy come back. Well, the autopsy comes back, and the autopsy says that Shanquila had a broken neck. She had her spinal cord was severed, broken, and she was beaten. A photo that when I spoke to Mr. Bernard earlier this morning, he told me that he shared a photo with the mom and the sister that showed Shanquila on the table, and it showed her forehead swollen, eyes swollen, lips busted, as if she had got into a fight.
Her family also discovered that other Americans were found dead in Mexico on the same day as Shanquila, all while vacationing as well.
Family members tell us Candace Florence was a creator and a force to be reckoned with. Candace and her friend Jordan Marshall were both found dead in their Mexico City Airbnb last week. Candace's boyfriend was on the phone with her when she started getting sick. He then called the Airbnb host to do a welfare check, and authorities found Candace, Jordan, and Jordan's friend Cortez Hall in...
Wait, hold up. Did I just hear that correctly? Did Shorty just go to Mexico with two other niggas and left her boyfriend at the crib? Correct me if I'm wrong. We about to run this back, yeah.
Mexico on the same day as Shanquila, all while vacationing as well.
Family members tell us Candace Florence was a creator and a force to be reckoned with. Candace and her friend Jordan Marshall were both found dead in their Mexico City Airbnb last week. Candace's boyfriend was on the phone with her when she started getting sick. He then called the Airbnb host to do a welfare check, and authorities found Candace, Jordan, and Jordan's friend Cortez Hall inside.
However, Queen City News spoke with the officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico. They refute the claims that Shanquila was murdered, saying that police initially indicated that there was no evidence of foul play. Mexican authorities also refused to press charges on anyone in this case. Shanquila's family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vow to find the truth about what happened that night in Cabo. Right now, her friends are being reshared all over social media, thousands of times on every blog website. They're not suspects in the case. What happened?
We obtained a list of 7 guests who signed into the villa and called the phone numbers they left with the company. Some numbers weren't valid.
Please leave your message for...
And others went to voicemail.
As of today, her friends, family, and loved ones
Some numbers weren't even valid? The numbers that weren't valid, that's even more suspect.
Fighting for justice. Another devastating story, and another young lady from North Carolina. You guys know that I am from there. Me and this young lady, we had a lot of mutual friends, to the point that I cheered in college with girls that she cheered with. And just seeing them on my timeline, devastated, wanting answers. I hope that the family gets the answers that they deserve. You guys, let me know your thoughts and your opinions about this. Let's please respect the victim in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys dearly, and with that being said, don't forget to check on your loved ones.
Man, let's get in the comment section right now. RIP, man, because that's very, very sad. You know, she was young, she was doing her thing, she was hard working, she seemed very nice just from the videos I've seen. And after investigator Noah was doing some investigation and watching the information that we had, we're able to see that her friend's fake as hell. That's what we really able to see. Your friends are fake. Especially that one best friend. How you not going to come out and tell the truth? You know, to your best friend's parents about what happened. You know, that's definitely up in the air. Why he wouldn't want to do that? They all on some weird shit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But if you do watch this point of the video, though, make sure you do like and subscribe if you are new. Comment down below RIP. And we catch you guys in the next one. The same way you're going to catch me in the next one. Peace. Love y'all.